Greetings and namaste YouTube. I'm Eve with the Baby's Booty. Today's video answers a question by Miss Faith Brown. Thanks Faith for tuning in. Her question is, your videos are easy to follow. Thank you. Do you have a video on how to put a snap on the bibs? Miss Faith, this video answers your question. Today we're going to cover how to add these metal snaps to our baby bibs. So you guys stay tuned and we'll learn how to apply these in a snap. In answering the question on how to attach snaps to a baby bib, the snaps, first of all, I'll put a link in the description below on where you can purchase snaps. Now, the snaps are available at especially Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby carries the snaps. You sometimes can find the metal snaps at Walmart. Walmart carries those at times. And I know Walmart carries the pliers to attach the snaps with, because that's where I purchased my pliers from. Also, there are options out there for for the plastic snaps. Plastic snaps are great for children's clothing as well. I don't use the plastic snaps. I choose to use the metal ones because of longevity and endurance. And to me, it's just a peace of mind knowing that it's pretty secure, because for the most part, it is very secure. That these snaps, once you fasten them in with the pliers. What you need to attach snaps to bibs, the snaps come in 4 parts. Okay, there's on mine, there's the pearl snap part here. These also come in flat metal as well as the pearl. Then you have the knob that goes into the female part of the snap on the opposite side, and then you have the retainer ring that actually clamps the female part in, and you will also have clamps on the pearl side or the flat metal side, what have you. In order to attach your snaps, you need a good set of snap pliers. Now, when you get your pliers, I got these from Walmart. They were $20, and they'll be about the same price at Hobby Lobby. These are for metal snaps only. There are plastic snaps that you can use, but it uses a completely different set of pliers. And those pliers are not for the metal snaps. They're only for the plastic snaps. So this tutorial is for the metal snaps. And that's what these pliers are for. Now, when you purchase yours, they won't have pink duct tape on them. And in a little bit, I'll explain what the pink duct tape, why I put it on there. But in removing it, I'll show you, this is what the pliers look like. There's a yellow side on mine, with an indentation here, and then there's a nodule here. And then on this side, there's another flat indentation part there. And these are used to squeeze the snaps together so that they'll be secure and won't come out of the garment or whatever it is that you're putting snaps in. And we're going to start with this one. I just finished it, and it's going to be purple and gold. So the snaps that I use, they can come in a variety of colors. And like this one, I'm going to use the gold one for this particular bib, yellowish gold. Here, let me show you this as well. This is where I keep my snaps in these drawers, because I use snaps so much. Here are many different colors. Like here's some that are green, and then I have some that are blue, a bluish color. And then I have, let's see, what color is this? Oh, that's a powder blue. So they come in a variety of colors, especially from the company that I'll put down in the link where I get my snaps from. But I primarily use the white pearl snaps myself, mainly because they're so universal, and it's less stress, less headache. And so all of the pearl parts are in this drawer, and in this drawer are all of the prong attachments, are in this drawer, and then the female part that the knob snaps into is in this drawer, and here are the knobs here. So it helps me keep organized. And this drawer set actually is a Dollar Tree find, and these are pretty popular at Dollar Tree. So it makes them kind of difficult to find because I had to go to several Dollar Trees to accumulate that many drawers. But when you get them, they're wrapped in plastic, and usually when I find these, they're in the bathroom section of the Dollar Tree for whatever reason, where the closet stuff is, the hangers, the mothballs, right beside bath is where I usually find these. And as you see, is a 2-piece drawer, and I actually put some Velcro on the bottom and put them together to help make sure that they don't come apart. So I did want to show you that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take this out so that you can see it without it being in the bib. So eventually, this is how you want it to work. Here's your prongs on your pearl part, okay? And here's the post that goes on top. So this goes in the bib, and once this goes in the bib, you're gonna put this on top of those prongs so that it fits together like a sandwich, okay? So when you get that sandwich in the bib, okay, then we're gonna use the pliers to squeeze these two parts together and secure them in the bib. Make sense? All right, let's give it a shot. Let us practice putting a snap on. All right, so I showed you how to sandwich the prong with the pearl. So let's go ahead, and I put mine on this side of the bib, mainly because I'm right-handed, but of course you don't have to. Whoops, this is the wrong bib. I was about to mess up this bib. So we'll go ahead and put the prong part in. So we have it in, and we're able to feel and partially see the prongs, okay? So now we want to put the post part on the back side, just like that sandwich I showed you. One tip that I suggest is when it's on correctly and you feel around the edge of the prong part, you don't feel any of the spikes. You don't feel any of those teeth on the pearl part, okay? So you want to be sure, and then it doesn't slide around or anything like that because it's sturdy on those prongs. Hold them together, and what you want to do is take the plier part where there's a hole and put that prong in the hole, and it snaps in just like that. Okay, so the reason for the duct tape on my pliers is because these pearls will break. They will break very easily because I'm so super strong. I don't recognize my own strength. So when I go to squeeze it together, if you squeeze too hard, it will crack the pearl, and you've clamped it shut, and it can be taken back apart. If I have a moment, I'll show you how to do that, but it's not very easy. So you don't want to have to go through that anyway, because it's a waste of one part of your snap. So that's why I put the duct tape there. Another thing that you can do is you can take a towel or something else and cover lay it over the top of that. Now we still have the pliers and we still have the back part snapped in, but you can cover the purl. This is only necessary if you're using the pearl snaps like I do. If you use the metal snaps, you don't have to, but you can also possibly scratch the finish, the color coded finish on the other snap. So you want to protect the surface of that. And that's what I used the duct tape for. I put a couple of layers there so that I don't have to fumble and find something else to use. And as you saw, mine is kind of worn out because I put snaps on so much. But I've also kind of learned how to judge my strength and not squeeze too hard. Another thing that I'll do from time to time is I'll just fold the bib over the top of that snap while it's still in the prongs and still in the pliers, and then you squeeze. And when you squeeze it, that will attach the prong side to the post side. Now, something else that I do is I'll squeeze and then twist it a little, squeeze, and all I'm doing is just swinging this bib around in these pliers, just swing it. That way I'm making sure that I'm applying pressure all the way around that snap, because this is going to an infant. We don't want this to come apart at all. As a matter of fact, to take this apart, give me a sec, and I'll show you. To take this apart, what you basically have to do is get a small flat head, something really flat like this that shouldn't cut your fabric, and you have to wedge it in between the snap and the fabric, and you twist it, and you have to go all the way around twisting it, and it will pull this out. It can come apart. So if you crack the purl, there is a way, or if you put a snap on and it's the wrong color, you can take it apart. You just have to get a really small flat head and fit it, wedge it down in there, and it's better to do this laying on a surface with it laying sideways like this and put pressure down and twist. But you can take it apart. So don't think that this is completely permanent, that once you get these snaps in, you can't take them out. You really can. Now, that's one side, okay? So we have to snap it into something. We have this part, which is a little slippery, and you can't apply this part first. We need our grip, right? Let us grab the other prong, the open circle prong. And what I do, this is the other side, and the receiving part goes on this side. So this is what's going to hold that. So this goes on the back side, and it's pretty much, you look at it and reason how the snap is going to fit into the bib. So just like the first side, you want to push those prongs through to where you can see them, okay? And then once you can see your prongs, you take the little flat side and you set it on top of those prongs the exact same way we did the other side, see? And it's sandwiched, and you check and you don't feel any of the prongs around this flat receiving side. And now similarly, you can twist this around if you wanted to and put the prong side and use that inside this to hold it in place. I don't particularly like to do this. I really don't. I don't care for using the knob on here, me personally, but you can. And once it's in there, then you squeeze it shut. And you squeeze all the way around. Squeeze all the way around. I forgot I didn't have it in the thing. And there you have that side. Now, like I said, I don't particularly care for that. So just for the sake of myself, I'm going to twist it back around and I'm going to smash it. And you just go all the way around. And smash all the way around. And make sure that it's in there good and tight. And there you have a set of snaps in a bib. Just like that. And it's good and snug, and generally it doesn't come apart. See, and that's why I don't like that. I see there's a, look, I bent, can you see that? See how that one tooth in this circle is bent down. So that's my first time ever doing that, ever seeing that happen with these. And I think it's because of using that prong part. That's why I don't care for it. I didn't like the way it felt the first time I tried it, so I never used it again. But you see how I just used that same screwdriver set and reached down in there and bent that tooth back in place. That's one thing I can say. These snaps are very forgiving. They're very forgiving. You can use them in there. I bent it back. Can you see? I bent it back into place. And now it should snap like it's supposed to. And that feels kind of loose to me now. See? Oh, that's frustrating. But again, as I mentioned before, I can take this loose. And unfortunately, now I feel obligated because I want to make sure that this fits and snaps perfectly like it was supposed to. So again, you take that screwdriver and you wedge it in there. And like I said, this is much easier to do when it's laying flat on the table. But look, I wedged it and you can see that it popped up. Just like that. See, it popped up off the thing. So it can come off. The only downside to doing this is because this is what happens. This is what happens when you smash both sides. When you smash it together against those prongs, see how the prongs bend? When you squeeze it with the pliers, it makes the prongs bend, and that's what holds the snap in place. So if you didn't know how that worked, now that explains it in science. So unfortunately, now this is bent in the fabric, and you have to be careful to, kind of work this out of the fabric because it can tear your fabric. So you can either take time to try and bend those prongs, bend these prongs while they're in the fabric. I don't know why that's not focusing. You can try and bend those back while they're in the fabric, or you can, try and work it out of the fabric to keep from breaking the fabric. But since that didn't work, we're going to redo it because I refuse to send something inferior that doesn't snap securely to my customer. So I just come over here and I reach for another set of prongs to go on the back side, and I'm gonna put that in there and in the same spot, and there are my prongs. They're in the fabric. Sorry you couldn't see me put it in the fabric, I apologize. And here's the flat, and we want to sandwich it, and we feel how that is. And I'm not using the prong side, I'm going to use my yellow side like I always do. And then what I do is I'll hold it in place and smash just one corner of it to where it grips, and I see how I felt it actually go down in the thing, so I know I can let go down. I don't have to worry about my snap parts hitting the floor. And then I just go all the way around the surface and smash it in place, and there I have the back side of my snap. And this time when I snap this in place, it's good and secure. That was a good strong snap, and I felt it. So now we have a completed bib with a metal snap that I know once they snap this around the baby's neck, for the most part, it's not going anywhere. And that's what we want, is a good secure bib for the safety of the baby. So that's how you put a snap on. It was quick. Once you get used to putting snaps in, it'll go really quickly. Let's try another one. Here's another bib. Okay, we're going to put a pearl snap on. So time me. I don't know. Do we have a timer? I don't know what the time is right now. 6, 7, 8 seconds. Here's the prongs. Here's the pearl. I'm using white with this bib. Here's the flat. And here is the stud part. And we're going to pick up the bib, put the pearl in, and the pearl is the knob part, so we're gonna put that on. I don't call this darn thing so many different things. Okay, so that's on. Again, we want to insert the prong in the hole. Snaps in place. Make sure that you don't feel any of the prongs, and squeeze lightly. Well, squeeze good enough, but not so hard that you break your pearl. And then I twist the bib around. That's one side. All right, where are we at? I just went over 60 seconds. Here are the prongs again. Put the prongs on the back side so that the front side can fit, so that this can fit down in the circle. So the prongs come in through the back on this side. And then here's the snap part. You put that on top. Make sure you don't feel any of the prongs. And then we smash it in place. And once we get it in, then you come around and smash all the way around that snap. And there, not quite a full 2 minutes, you got snaps on a bib that are nice and secure. That's how easy it is to add snaps to a bib. Metal snaps, not the plastic snaps. Plastic snaps should be quite similar. I don't use them. That's my personal preference. You might. But if you are interested and curious in trying the metal snaps, that's how you put them on. They're easy to do in a snap. So, one more thing I didn't mention is you don't have to have the metal or anything covering on the front side of the post. All right, let me show you what I mean. So initially, what I showed you guys is the decorative pearl goes on the front. All right, so you put the decorative pearl on the front, and then you put the post on the back of the decorative pearl. All right, and so when you do the bib, it's going to have a pearl snap. You might not want pearl. You might think the pearl snap is ugly. I totally get that. Well, you don't have to. You can just use the retainer ring. They actually have colored retainer rings. They're white, they're other colors. And in this instance, I'm just going to do the silver just so that you can see what it looks like. And we're just going to use the same retainer ring that we used on the back side of just this part that holds the post. You can actually use the retainer ring on the back part of this as well. And look, once you put that in place, again, we're going to snap it just like we did with the pearl, but in this instance, we're using, and see that you can squeeze as hard as you want because it's not pearl. You don't have to worry about the retainer ring breaking, but it will flex a little bit. Look at that. See, it'll flex. You see how it's just up a little bit right there, how it's not laying flat. That's the reason for twisting it around and making sure that you can squeeze it all the way around so that it stays in good and solid all the way around. And now look, we got us a nice flat snap in, and this side, this is all you see. Okay, so if we were to put the other side on, that's what this bib would look like. It doesn't have the pearl at the top. It's just solid. I mean, it's empty in the middle so that you can see the fabric. And that's, I guess you could use that for if you have a specific decorative fabric that you would rather see instead of just the pearl snap on top. So, Miss Faith, I hope that answered your question. However, I wanted to get that video out to answer that question. It should have been a quick, simple video. And if you have any other questions, I love answering your questions. I appreciate your comments. I am at 497 subscribers. 497. I'm floored. I am very grateful. So grateful that you guys love the videos enough to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And as long as you guys are watching and subscribing, I'm going to put out the content for you, because that's the whole point, is to help spread the love of embroidery and sewing and doing craft work. So if you have any questions or suggestions for videos, please post them in the comment links below. I answer all of my comments. I really do. I also would like to ask you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed before, consider subscribing. What will happen is you will get a list of the other videos that I record. Also, you'll be notified whenever a new video is posted, especially if you hit the little bell to let you know whenever I do upload a video, and you'll be one of the first to see that a new video is up and you can watch at your leisure. If you like this video, if you found this video helpful, or when you get your snaps in the mail, you can like the video and you'll be able to come right back to this video and be able to have a quick rerun over how to install your new snaps when you get them. And I really, again, appreciate you tuning in. We love making the videos. And again, if you have any questions, please, please, please leave them in the comments below. I will definitely try to answer them. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to hearing from you. So until next time, happy embroidering.
Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to view other videos in our tutorial playlist. And click here for the next video that you should find helpful. Thank you.